Well, starting with Cornell, that game started out, they hit two quick threes, and I was waiting for the team to settle into, got kind of just settle into the game. It takes my team a little bit of time to get in the groove, and I I felt like, we're okay. Let's just see how this now is. This a team that's going to knock down 33s in this game, or is it just starting out really quick here? Um, and they were up 6-zip, and then I think we brought it back 6-5, and I felt like we found our rhythm, and we went on several nice runs during that game, especially to start out the second half, and broke the game open. Led by, I think, as many as 24 points in that game. We talked about it before the game, just saying, how are you going to respond in the heat of a battle? And of course you don't know if it's going to end up being that way, but we just said, I told him before the game started, I hope this game goes down to the wire, because I need to see how you respond to that. Because these group of girls, I don't know what they're made of yet. I just don't know. They're so new and inexperienced to playing in crunch time. And sure enough, we got a 10 or 11 point lead, and then they came storming back, and we called some timeouts in there. We were tired. We were in foul trouble with Destiny, and I couldn't get, I didn't feel like I could go very deep into the bench and be able to compete with this team, with their inside kid. And so we'd call some timeouts, try to rest them a little bit, and I felt like we were a little deflated. Even though we had the lead at the time, I felt like we were deflated because they had made this run on us, and we just kept talking about the big picture. Like, okay, they've scored these points, but the reality is, where are we going to be when that clock runs out? Not only do we have different people doing different things, like with different strengths, but we also have very different strengths from what we had last year. Where everybody knew that Kaylee could score, and we could look for her on cuts and drives and everything, that Kaylee was going to get to the free throw line. Now we have different kids with completely different strengths, and we're trying to utilize different parts of our offense to help these kids play to their strengths. And, I feel like that's really good for us. We talked about it being a day that we're going to raise our banner from last year's championship. So we get to celebrate last year's team, and I think that's fun. It's a part of our history, and many of these kids were on that team. But it also feels really good to be raising the banner and being 2-0 with this year's team. So we're not just celebrating, last year's group, but we're saying, look what we have now. So look what the future holds. So I'm excited to play at home, and I'm looking forward to another competitive game, and seeing what else we can learn about this group. I know they've got a kid that really hurt us last year, Liz Flukes, scored a bunch of points on us last year, and she's leading them in scoring this year. And they've got a point guard who's really improved from last year. So, other than that, I don't know if they're running the same things or different things. They gave us a pretty good game last year at their place, and we had some pretty strong players. So I'm looking forward to a battle.